Our objective is to take a data science project from the ideation to deployment while also following a defensible data science methodology. We're not going to be trying to just guess and kind of feel our way along and, oh, we're going to try this thing, we're going to try that. That's not how data science is done. Data science is done by following a methodology. Science is done by following a methodology, right? Somebody who's doing chemistry experiments doesn't just go into a lab and start mixing things together randomly. They have a path that they're following, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We're also going to be using AI tools because, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of AI. I think that data scientists will be heavily aided by AI in the future. So we're preparing now for that. And part of that is taking an AI first approach to everything that we do. Okay? So we're going to be capitalizing on as many opportunities as we can to use AI tools in our work. All right? And by the way, guys, if anything here doesn't make sense or you have questions, feel free to interrupt me. I'm still monitoring the chat while I'm going through the slides. But, I do encourage you guys to, ask questions if something's not clear. I'm going to provide instructions for all of the major sections of the project, but you should still be researching things on your own. And since we're talking about a project, not data science tools, not model development, we're talking about an entire project. We're going to be talking about data science, but we're also going to be talking about the business side, the legal side, the sales side, all these kinds of different things that go into a project. I'm going to show you the different hats that you have to wear in order to be successful in a data science role. Because when you're working for a large company, a data science role goes way beyond doing modeling and libraries and Python and all that stuff, right? This is the stuff that nobody else talks about because they don't know it, right? So that's kind of like the point of what I'm going to be teaching here. I don't really know how long this is going to take. My gut tells me it's 8 to 10 sessions, but who knows? Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. We'll have to kind of just feel our way along, just like we have in other situations. Okay? If we need any additional materials for like reading ahead, which I think we will in a couple sessions, I'm going to post them on Discord. So please make sure you join the Discord. I'll post links or whatever to, articles I want you guys to read or different resources. I'll put them up there. I'm going to be doing every class as a live stream. I don't intend to do anything pre-recorded. The announcements are made on Instagram and Discord. Generally speaking, I will do them, on a weekly basis. I might have some family stuff and, we got a couple holidays in the US coming up because 8 to 10 sessions will probably take us through the end of the year. So, maybe there'll be a Sunday or two where I need to take a break, or I'll have other obligations. But generally speaking, it should be every week. Okay. And then if you miss a week, the live streams are always saved over on YouTube. And then I'll also break it up into different parts. And then I'll also create a massive loop, where I put all of the parts together to make it easy to kind of follow along. All right, so here are the different general phases that I envision us going through. Now, keep in mind that these are phases, not necessarily individual weekly sessions. Some of these phases might take us multiple sessions to get through. Okay. But this is what I envision for us doing. And you can also take this to be general phases for when you want to do a data science project. So we're going to talk about the methodology, the project planning, the creation, and then also the deployment. So in methodology, I want to use. We're going to do the methodology that always drives our work. No matter what we do, we always come back to the methodology that we want to follow. We're going to also decide on the role of AI in our project. And then we're also going to determine the underlying thesis for the project. Why are we taking on this project? What are we trying to prove with that project, and how do we prove it? Right? Super critical for driving your results of your project. From there, we're going to go into the project planning. We're going to talk about agile planning. I know some of you have asked me questions about that, and I think it's a super critical thing to look at. So how do you actually create an agile plan? I wasn't a fan of agile until I worked my second time at IBM. I've worked for IBM multiple times. So when I was there the second time, I really learned agile planning. So we're going to go over that and how it applies to data science. What about the programming environments that we're going to need? That's also critical, right? And then what does our training code look like versus our prediction code? That's a distinction that not a lot of people make, and certainly not a lot of academic programs make, right? But really critical to learn when you go into the real world. And then we're going to talk about the creation, right? And this is where we get a little bit more into the data science work, or what most people think out of as data science, right? How do we actually execute the plan? And then how do we create the programming environments that we're going to need? How do we manage those libraries?